Hi everybody. How to understand your planets? Okay, what I'm about to teach you probably have never heard before, but sometimes when like you read, you have a sun in Sagittarius or something, or a sun in Scorpio, or a sun in Aquarius, or a sun in Aries. When you read the description of that, it doesn't quite resonate with you. It's like everybody assumes that a sun in Scorpio is a sex maniac. And it's very annoying because every sun in Scorpio is not a sex maniac. But it's very rare that you find a description of a sun in Scorpio that doesn't have anything to do with their sexual drive, which is very annoying because that's not the case. Okay, so if you've seen like a description of your planet, maybe your sun or your moon or your Mars or your Venus or something, that doesn't quite resonate with you, that's because most textbook astrologers really don't even understand how to look at a planet and how to um, personalize it, because your planet is personalized. Okay, your planet, your sun in Scorpio or sun in Aquarius, whatever, is unique to you, and I'm gonna tell you how to see it. It's very simple. There are three ways to look at a planet. Three ways. And then of course the fourth way is looking at it from the perspective of the house that it's in. Okay, so I'm going to teach you the three ways to look at it. You got to understand that the first way, which is looking at the planet and the sign that it's in, is generic. Okay, so every sun in Scorpio is a sun in Scorpio, period. But what makes this sun in Scorpio different from that sun in Scorpio? Then we get into the second way. You gotta look at the degree of that sun. The degree of that sun. Okay, sun in Scorpio at 2 degrees is not the same thing as sun in Scorpio at 12 degrees. Two totally different Scorpio suns. Same thing with every sign. Okay, the first 0 to 9 degrees of a sign are ruled by a different planet. Actually, yes. So for instance, the 0 to 9 degrees Scorpio in 0 to 9 degrees, or any planet in 0 to 9 degrees of Scorpio, is ruled by Mars or Pluto, right? So when you have a sun in Scorpio that is between 0 to 9 degrees, that sun in Scorpio is ruled by Pluto and Mars. That sun in Scorpio is going to be different from a sun in Scorpio that is between 10 and 19, which is ruled by Jupiter or Neptune and Neptune. Different. Okay, so let's say you have a sun in Aries at 2 degrees. That makes your ruler Mars. But the sun in Aries at 15 degrees is ruled by the sun. So they're not going to be the same thing. So when you're reading about the sun in Aries, it may not jive with you because your sun is not only ruled by Mars, it's also secondarily ruled by the sun. So then you have to then read Leo. Okay, assuming that you're reading from an astrologer who understands what Leo is. Read Leo, because you will see aspects of yourself in Leo because of that rulership of the sun. Does that make sense? So that is how the second way you personalize your sun sign. Looking at the sign, being aware of the sign, and then looking at the degree of the sign. Now the third way, right, is looking at because the second way is looking at it from the perspective of the decanates. There are 3 decans in every sign: 0 to 9, 10 to 19, 20 to 29. Each of the 10 degrees of a sign are ruled by different planets. Okay, so that's the second way of looking at it, find out the decan that your planet falls under and the planet that rules that. The third way is looking at your degree and finding out the sign that falls under that degree. For instance, if you have, for instance, let's say, like me, I have a moon in what's my moon in Sagittarius, right? Okay, so when you read moon in Sagittarius, you read different things. They say that they're independent and they're this and they're that. Okay, there's a generic moon in Sagittarius. And then my moon in Sagittarius is 11 degree Sagittarius. So my moon in Sagittarius is ruled by the second decanate of Sagittarius, right? Not by Jupiter, because Jupiter rules the first 10. The second is ruled by Mars. Okay, so that gives my moon Aries-like tendency, very warrior-like, very passionate, very driven, very hot. Even though it's a Sagittarian, but it's not like in the first 0 to 9 decanates of Sagittarius, where you get more laid back, more fun, more laissez-faire, more easygoing, more party person. No, you get the Sagittarian that is like an Aries, because of that influence of Mars. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm not ruled by Jupiter. It means that I'm ruled by Jupiter plus Mars, my moon sign, that is. And then when you then look at the number 11, again, remember, number 11 is in the second decanate. And then you look at the number 11 according to the sign that it falls under. The 11th sign is Aquarius. So when you compare, if you really want to see what Muna's moon is like, you look at my moon as Sagittarius, right? Plus Aries, plus Aquarius. Now you get the picture. So that I'm no longer a moon in Sagittarius. No, you can't put people in a box like that. It's not that simple. Does this make sense? So when you look at your planet, now I'm not even talking about the aspects you're making in terms of conjunctions or squares or oppositions. I'm talking about the aspects, the planet in isolation. Like, take your sun out and understand your sun first. What sign is your sun? What degree is it in? And then what sign falls under that degree? Now let's say you have the first 12 numbers are basic because it's from Aries to Pisces. Let's say, like me, you have Venus in Scorpio at 17 degrees, right? That, of course, you see the Venus in Scorpio. Then you look at 17. That's what decanate? That's the second decanate, right? So that's again ruled by Jupiter, because Jupiter rules the second decanate. Is that Jupiter? Yeah, Neptune, Jupiter, rules the second decanate of Scorpio. And then you also then look at 17. What number? What sign falls under number 17? That's Leo, because 12 is Pisces, right? And 17 after 12, 7 after 12 is 5 after 12 rather is Leo, because 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, number 5, that's Leo, right? So now, to get an understanding of my Venus, you look at Venus in Scorpio, right? Plus Venus in Pisces or Sagittarius, because remember, Sagittarius, or rather Jupiter, is the traditional ruler of Pisces. And then Venus in Leo. So everything has to be looked at from a triplicity, from a 3-degree perspective. So you understand the sign first, and then understand the decanate, which planet rules that, because that then tells you a deeper meaning of your sign. And then you look at the degree and the sign that falls into that degree. Now you are getting personal. Now you are getting more intimate with yourself. And now you begin to understand more. It's like this planet sign is like an envelope sealed. The only way you know the content of that envelope is by opening it, by looking at the degree, either from the perspective of the decanate and then the perspective of the ruler or the sign that falls under that degree. Okay?